Yeah, that's definitely a thing to be said. A thing of
Said I
all
couldn't.
time. Um,
But you said I couldn't swear, so I had to do something to
you
relieve the
had to
pressure.
say something. You did. Hey, good morning, Farty. How's it going, buddy? Yeah, I feel you on that one, sir.
Well, I'm getting impatient.
What's that?
The world hasn't ended, and I'm getting impatient.
I know, I am too. But I think we're going to that on Saturday when we do It's Garbage, because I want World War III to happen already. Like, can we just Anyway, while we're waiting for World War III, Farty, I introduced you this morning, recently to Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. Now, you only saw the one episode. How'd you feel about it, sir?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like Bambaroo artist fanfic of Powerpuff Girls, minus one of them.
And how did you enjoy the material, the content?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I could watch it just a passing afternoon. Or a ghost day.
Yeah.
Fucking it's funny, one thing I fucking
Welcome
did on
to
Twitter
the Cursed
today
Apple.
was that I
If your
fucking
team wants to emerge victorious,
messaged Mark
you'll need
Hamill,
to wield
or
both guns
commented on
and
one of Mark
supernatural
Hamill's
powers
posts.
to lay siege to the enemy
I
base.
said, I never would have thought ever in my life that I could ever actually contact Luke Skywalker. And I never also thought that the 2 times I'd first interact with him would be calling him a dickhead. But fucking, hey Mark, stop being a dickhead.
Oh my
Because I
goodness.
called him a dickhead
Welcome
before
to
too.
the Cursed Apple.
Here's your Camilla some water.
Why can't? Oh, because I'm in queue. Okay. Yeah. The fact that the internet exists and allows you to do that, I think, is kind of interesting, isn't it?
So it's sort of like, I don't know why it really does blow my mind, but it's sort of maybe it's just fucking people I never thought I'd ever fucking get anywhere near kind of thing. Because, you know, like back in the day, your Hollywood stars were so fucking unattainable, it wasn't fucking funny, you know? And now you can contact cunts directly, but that's always kind of been a thing in Australia. Like, you know, fucking because the population's so small, you very fucking good chance of finding, you know, bumping into some cunt that's fucking famous. Like, there was one time we were doing recruiting for the army at the Easter show, and it was me and my mate Vecchio there, and fucking bloody, there was this guy called Steve Bisley, and he was this actor. He was actually Mad Max.
Oh wow, yeah.
Is the cop that fucking.
Interesting.
And he was there with his family, and he just like fucking took one look at us. He walked straight up to us. Vecchio's going, "Fuck, that's fucking Nipper from fucking Water Rats." And I'm like, "Oh yeah." He comes straight up. He goes, "G'day boys, how you going? Want an autograph?" I'm like, "Oh fuck yeah, all right." So out comes a Huey Louie's in the pen, gave us an autograph and all that kind of shit. And that was around the time when he was filming a show called Water Rats, and it was about the water police in Sydney Harbour.
Right.
And where I used to live in Sydney was a place called Concord. Well, that was where my parents' house was anyway.
Oh.
And just down the street from there is a suburb called Cabarita. And at the end of Cabarita, on Parramatta River, is a place called Westport Marina, and they used to film fucking a lot of Water Rats episodes down there. So I met fucking Catherine McClements, and then there was Jay Lagaya, who I think he played fucking Padme's fucking head security cunt in one of the prequel movies. And there's a few other fucking actors, and even like fucking like a lot of like young rock bands and shit shit like that. Like, I've met fucking Sarah McLeod from Super Jesus. Like, I've got a fucking push bike downstairs, autographed by a fucking penthouse tech, for fuck's sake.
A place to train.
fuck?
Like, my bike's no shit, my bike's called Rachel because, like, my brother was doing this fucking rave gig at this fucking surf shop in Manly. And, fucking, they had a bunch of penthouse pets there in swimsuits, fucking just doing, like, advertising for the opening party and shit like that. And my brother thought, oh, why don't you get one of them to autograph your bike? I'm like, alright, fine. So you got fucking paint pen and this sort of called Rachel James fucking autograph the bike. So now it's got Brady. Like, weird fucking shit, you know? Like, and,
Big fan.
like it just was not, like, no bother. Like, the fucking, I don't know whether I told you this story, but fucking, I was delivering fucking beds for Captain Snooze as a side gig on the weekend.
Okay.
And I had this young cunt, fucking 16-year-old offsider called Luke. And funnily enough, right, like, fucking, like, I didn't, the first day we started working with each other, right, we've never met before, and the first day I was working for this company, and I was picking this truck up from his place, because his mum was one of the managers there, and fucking anyway, so that's what we're meeting up. And I was thinking, oh, this is going to be some fucking fuckwit old cunt that's going to be like, oh, I don't know why you want, but this is the way I do it, that's the only fucking way, so, fucking raggedy old shit all day.
Yeah.
Because it fucking pisses you off when you get some fucking arsehole like that you can't have fun with. And then Luke was thinking the same thing too. And anyway, I pulled around the bloody corner and like see these fucking kids sitting next to the truck. I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Anyway, fucking now I'm hungover to fuck at this point in the morning, right? Fucking like fucking 4:40 fucking 5 on a fucking Saturday bloody morning. Anyway, bloody, so we got in the truck and then we driven out to the Mac, to the nearest Macca's, and I grabbed some fucking bacon and egg McMuffins, and like, you do that when you've had a good skin of piss the night before,
Right.
and you get what the bacon and egg McBog parts.
I like the sausage egg muffin myself.
Yeah, well, these parts are so fucking horrific, right?
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I know.
funny.
You get them real good with the sausage egg McMuffin.
right.
Sausage is a fucking killer.
Yeah, well, this is also around the time I was working for the Salvos, and this is Luke's first fucking job, right? So he's never done this kind of thing before. And I told him about working for the Salvos. Like, oh, you kind of do this job during the week kind of thing, but it's in reverse. Anyway, so we get to the first house, and we're setting up the first bed, and I've dropped this fucking fart that you can chop with a fucking chainsaw. And, like, I've said nothing, and it was a silent and violent one. Like, when we went to go and get the paperwork signed, we found the fucking family cowering outside in the backyard. I'm sure I didn't force them out of their own house, but anyway. While we're setting up his bed, right, Luke popped the whip of it. Fuck, this place stinks. Oh, fuck, that's a fucking peril. I'm like, yeah, I know, man. Fucking, you'd be fucking surprised how fucking disgusting some cunts are, you know? Anyway, so we set the bed, we signed the paperwork, and we go to the second job, and I've dropped another one that would fucking kill the fucking bed. Anyway, bloody, setting up the bed, and he's like, fuck, this place is like the last one. I'm like, I'm fucking telling you, man, this is like fucking normal. Fucking, like, that's a fucking feral, dude. Anyway, third one, same fucking shit. Anyway, we're on our way to the fourth one, right? We're sitting a set of lights, and he had his window up, and I just start fucking slowly doing mine up. And after about a second or two after my window closed, Luke's just like, oh, fuck off, it's you bastard! Oh, fuck! He's wearing his window down, he's hanging out the fucking side of the truck, and this woman in the car next to him looking at us, and he's just like, oh, he farted and fucking stinks! And she starts hitting herself laughing and fucking, yeah. That was basically like the first few hours of the day I started working with Luke.
Oh, what the hell, dude?
And that was actually the start of the game of Bert. And Bert is slowed down.
Right.
And, like, so we used to get generational bonus points and stuff like that if we could get, like, more than one generation of a family member in the room. There was points for getting the customer in an elevator. There was points for making a customer leave the room. There was points for making a customer leave the house. Fucking anytime, right, we had, like, this one job we did, and this incident happened, and it was, like, sort of kind of innocuous, but it became the fucking perfect fucking excuse for any time we were fucking pissing ourselves laughing, and the customer was like, oh, what's so funny? Anyway, buddy, so what was happening is South Bondi.
Okay.
We were delivering a bed there, and I was carrying the fucking mattress into this block of flats. And as I was walking into this block of flats, I had to pass this fucking van. The side door was open, and there was two dudes sitting in the van and one guy standing on the nature strip. And as I walked past, right, I heard one of the dudes in the van go to the guy in the nature strip, "Ooh, you're stepping in dog poo." And the other guy just started stomping his feet up and down in the dog shit, just going, "Ooh, fuck off," like that. I fucking started laughing, so I fell over and fucking leaned on the mattress. So, yeah, every time someone says, like, "Oh, what's so funny?" the story would always just start off with, "Well, on a previous delivery," and then we tell that story. But there was one fucking time, right, we were in the Cross, in King's Cross, and this was like Saturday morning all week. We knocked on the door, and like there's a couple of used condoms fucking next to the fucking doorstep, and I was all like, "Hey, look, what the fuck is this customer doing, eh?" Anyway, we're in the back of the truck, and we just stick farting around and fucking bloody hear these boys go, "Oh, what are you doing to my mattress?" And we look back, and there's this fucking Sheila there with this giant fucking grin on her face. Instantly looks like, yep, she's going to be fun.
What the hell?
And I'm, hey?
What the hell, dude?
No. Sometimes you get the customers that just like, you can fucking play with them, man. Anyway, fucking, I'm just like, "Yeah, bugger what we're doing to your mattress. Look at what cunt's been doing on your front doorstep." She goes, "Oh, yeah, they fucking do that all the time anyway." So, we bring this mattress in. It's like, "Oh, yeah, where would you like it?" She goes, "Oh, you're downstairs." We go downstairs. And she's got the no-shit dungeon down there with all fucking leather and fucking whips and all sorts of shit. And like, "Oh, yeah, no worries. This is the Cross after all. Fucking, you know, whoopty fucking dude, another day." So fucking we set the bed up for her and all this kind of shit, and you know, got her to sign the paperwork, and we had 3 bits of paperwork, right? And we got to sign them, and they used to have this little fucking bloody sort of thing. They're like, "Okay, we get you to sign the paperwork here," and they go, usually, "Oh yeah, what's this one?" I go, "That's the one that just says that we've delivered the bed and you're satisfied with the condition on delivery." I go, "Okay, so what's the one?" I go, "That's the one that says that, yeah, in the near future, without any prior notice, that we'd be allowed to come back here and throw wild parties and all this kind of stuff." And they go, "Yeah, okay, no worries." So they sign that one. They go, "Okay, what's this one?" I go, "That's your agreement that when we do, you're going to supply the booze." And like, and they sign it. Sometimes, right, because fucking I'm trying to get Luke to laugh, and if it's a really hot customer and they're usually been over a kitchen table doing this, I'm behind them, pretending to drive humping just to try and get Luke to laugh. Anyway, so this chick's on the paperwork, and like, and I thought, "Oh yeah, I've kept this fucking." Hey, you know what really makes us like happy? And she goes, "What?" And they go, when like pretty ladies like you and their customers jump on the bed with joy and shit after we set it up for them. So she fucking did it too. Boobs are flying everywhere. Get to the next delivery, right? And this was this fucking weird block of flats that was like, the stairs were almost fucking vertical, right? And of course it was on the top fucking floor. And it was like fucking floors tall, and it was like 3 flights of stairs between each floor for some fucking bizarre bloody reason. It was built on the side of a fucking cliff face. Anyway, bloody, so of course I'm at the front of the mattress and Luke's back of the mattress, and the angle of these stairs, like, Luke is no shit, 2 inches away from my ass.
Oh my
and
God.
I'm fucking the fucking staircase, and we're fucking almost falling back down the stairs laughing and shit. We get up the top of the stairs, and the guy's like, "Geez, at least you guys are seeing the fun side of this." And I'm like, "No, keep farting." And his face is like right in my ass. But we got another one out at fucking Double Bay, and this is a celebrity one.
Not afraid to fight.
So we used to have this TV show called Fat Pizza in Australia. And, again, another celebrity thing, right? I've met half the fucking cast out of that because they know shit fucking filmed like one of the seasons like about fucking 600 yards from where I live. Just off fucking Liverpool Road in Green. And I met Bobo at court. Fucking, that was funny as fuck. He was like, "Hey, Bobo, I love your work." He looked up like, anyway, fucking, bloody, so yeah, we're delivering this fucking mattress, right, and,
These relics will
so,
the battle.
having a bit of difficulty getting it up, so we sort of scouted the area first and fucking got bloke fucking answered the door, and it's like, "Oh yeah, it's down here, just at the end of that hall there, man." I'm like, "Okay," so I walk in this door and I'm like, "Oh yeah, rightio," fucking turn around. bail up Luke, push him back down the hallway a bit, like, right, do not fucking react. He's like, what? I go, just whatever's in that room, ignore it. He goes, oh. I go, just don't worry, stay cool, fucking ignore it. And he's like, what the fuck is it? I'm like, just fucking promise me, man. Anyway, so I've turned around to go back in the room, and this Sheila's come out, and it's a fucking narrow hallway, and she's gone tits first to me, right? So I'm backed up to the right side of the hallway. Luke's backed up to the left side of the hallway. We were in this kind of staggered position, and she's come out fucking silicon heaven fucking towards me, goes past me, turns around, fucking tits under fucking Luke's nose, right? All he's fucking seen is just fucking silicon heaven and fucking inside sports top, right?
Okay.
So it was Annalise Breckenseck. She used to be an inside sport model. She's dead now. She committed suicide a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, fucking, she used to play this Sheila Claudia McPherson on fucking Fat Pizza. And of course, Luke's instantly just gone, fucking, he's now a detriment to passing air traffic if any cunt touches him. He jizzed so fucking hard. But his tongue's nearly rolled out on the fucking floor. He started to fucking hyperventilate and pant and shit like that. Because he's just that Annalise Breckenseck's tit, like no shit grazed his fucking chin. Right? Yeah, he's only fucking 16 years old, right? And I'm like, fuck down, calm the fuck down. Anyway, we go in the room and they're fucked up the other end of the flat. He's like, why are you telling me to not fucking react? I said, because it fucking shits into tears and that's funny as hell. Yeah, just ignore them. Just make out like they're normal fucking people and it shits into fucking tears. And I fucking love doing that. So yeah, twittering fucking Mark Hamill, right?
Nah.
It's a bit of, it's a funny mind blower because I should be fucking used to it.
You should be, right?
Fucking hell. But Jesus Christ, yeah, fucking hell. I was a bit fucking taken aback myself. I just went in there and it's like, holy fuck, that's only Breckenseck. Jesus bloody Christ. Oh yeah, that's right. When we couldn't actually properly deliver the bed because the base was all one piece, and this is an old fucking building, and wouldn't get up the stairs, wouldn't get in the elevator, and all this. So we had to organise for them to go back and get maybe a two-piece base or something like that. And so as we're driving off, we're knowing that there's probably going to be another delivery there, and I said to Luke, right, do not fucking tell a single fucking soul what just happened here. And he's like, why? You fucking tell any other cunt, right? We'll never get this fucking delivery again. Of course, he didn't shut his fucking mouth, and then we never went back there.
Oh my god. Some people you just can't trust.
Yeah. Oh, well, fucking, hey, I gave him the chance for another visit to Silicon Heaven. Don't blame me if he fucked it up.
Yeah, he fucked it up. Fucked it up might be an understatement, sir.
Yeah.
It might be an understatement. I don't know. What's this?
Okay. What?
They won't want to walk through this.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what was what?
Oh, I walked into a room. I'm currently doing, just some stupid bot stuff, learning some control stuff on this new Valve game called Deadlock. And I walk into this room and there's these, you can see it on the stream. It's, or maybe not. I don't know what's going on with the stream. I don't know if the stream is frozen for everyone or what's going on. But there's like these cyclopean beast things that started just pelting me with fucking monster splooge the second I walked into the room. So that's that story. Cool story, bro, right?
Fucking, I saw a game earlier on fucking during the week. I thought it was quite funny. It's called Squirrel with a Gun.
Oh yeah, I've been wanting to get my hands on that. When I saw it initially, like, announced a few months back, I was just Yeah, I don't know what to say, but I wanted it. I wanted it a lot, and I couldn't have it.
It's a generic sort of puzzle, sort of first-person shooter, fucking
Yeah,
generic with a bunch of fucking shit. But it's just the premise of the squirrel with the gun. You're just getting it for that.
Yeah, you're basically just playing for the meme, and it definitely seems like a memey game. You know?
Yeah, it's just one of those games that you're going to play for the simple fucking, the exact simple fucking premise of wasting time.
Yeah. I mean, video games are just meant to be a time waster. Okay, they're not meant to be anything, like, political, I think. They're not meant to be anything like, sure, you can tell a political story, but that's not what they're meant for. They're meant for you to fucking brain rot and just relax and unwind.
Well, some of them can be intellectually exercising, like some decent puzzle games and stuff like that, you know? Ones that make you really think.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But there's no thinking in this. There's no premise to it. There's no, like, there is a loose storyline. It's basically, you can just take a squirrel with a gun, do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly. So I've been wanting to get my hands on that. But I don't have a PlayStation, and I don't know if it's out on Steam yet. But I'm definitely, even if it is out on Steam, if I have to tie a PlayStation account to it, I'm not doing it. I don't want to tie it. I already have a Steam account. All right, and I'm getting a thing on Steam. I don't want to tie it to a whole nother account on a different platform that I'm not even playing on. You know?
I mean, Steam's one of those things that never fucking really worked for me. Like, I signed up for it and did all bloody what's in registration and shit, and it just didn't fucking decide it wanted to register me let me do anything, and fucking didn't recognise me. And I'm like, you know what, fuck this, I wasn't in the mood for it in the first place, so I never bothered with it ever again.
Right. Yeah, sometimes it's weird.
PayPal was the same bloody thing. I set the fucking account up and all this kind of stuff, and instantly it didn't fucking want to work. And I'm like, oh, well, fuck, this was a waste of time.
Yeah. Just like I'm starting to think this game is a little bit of a waste of my time at the moment. Because I can't get into any games. And, like, movement is fine, I guess.
So what, you're playing PvE, are you?
Yeah, it's just like a stupid little, here's how to play the game bot match thing. Alright, let's go ahead and leave the sandbox. Lane training. Man, okay.
Lane training sounds like a euphemism.
Well, so there's apparently different modes to the game. There's 0 and Q. Matchmaking is currently closed. Please come back during... Oh, okay. Fine. Going to the queue. We'll play a public bot match. It makes you pick 3 fucking characters before you can do anything. And I just want to pick one.
Well, you're doing that. Keep me in the zone for a moment. I'm going to grab that coffee.
Okay. I'll be here to bring you back into the thing. Oh, no, you're turning your mic off. Okay. Okay. Well. Okay, I guess we're not playing Deadlock. But what I can do, manage, let's see. Find games to play together. Damn it. Okay. I want to give...
Hey.
Huh?
Main training sounds like a fucking euphemism for fucking, I don't know, bloody trying to get up a shell as urethra or something.
Oh shit. Uh.
Changing lanes.
Okay. Okay. So that didn't work out the way I thought it was gonna work out. It's fine. I guess apparently they have like times that you're gonna be able to play and times that you won't be able to play, and they've got like the server shut off, but you can just go in and fuck around with, you know, learn how to do the basic stuff. I didn't want to do that too
Maybe
long.
it's that weird fucking browser that you use, and you know it's actually owned by the CCP, and you're actually on the Chinese website where they're fucking making you fucking get off the game for several hours a day or something like that.
Oh, you know what? That's fine by me. I was only going to play a couple hours anyway. And yes, that is an actual law in China. God.
Yeah, well, you're gonna think secondly about it when they fucking fire the Manchurian candidate signal down the line and they turn you into a fucking mindless drone of the CCP.
Oh, that's fine. I got nothing to live for. Bring it. I don't care anymore.
Fucking.
Where the fuck? Where the fuck? Where the fuck? I'm looking for a very particular thing and I can't find it. So I'm just gonna look for the thing. Where's the thing, damn it? There it is.
So before we fucking bore all the audience, Frank,
yes,
give everybody a review of your first experience with PeePooDo.
Oh, for fuck's sake, PeePooDo! What can I say about it? What can I say about it? It got kicked off of YouTube within it being on for a month. Gee, I wonder how that happened. That's got to be an achievement.
Oh, by the way, the full title of this show is called PeePooDo and the Super Fuck Friends. So that should give you a clue.
Yeah. It's definitely a clue, all right. It's a raging clue. Oh my god.
Bet you won't see vegetables the same way again.
God damn. Okay, so we watched what, episode 1, 3, and what, 9 was it?
Yeah.
Alright, so episode 1. Interesting topic to cover on your very first episode. And that is, you know, prostate tickling, basically. Let's be real about what the subject material is. It's prostate milking. Interesting topic. There's a rabbit who's shoving vegetables up his ass, and everything's clogged in there. And then, in order to clear out the asshole, you get this Dr. Cat Rabbit lady. I can't keep track of the characters. I'll be honest. It's a cat. Okay.
Yeah, Dr. Pussycat.
Oh my god. At any rate, comes in and like solves the problem by stuffing more shit up his ass. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Then you get, was it the third episode? And I'm trying to remember. That's the one where the Germans show up and they're pissing and shitting on everybody. And they all fuck off when one of them gets sneezed on, even though they've been pissing and shitting on everything. And then you had the third one, that third episode, which was the 9th episode, which was like a Farm Aid style thing going on, and everyone's talking about their various STDs in song form, and why you should just put a condom on everything. So the show is definitely, you can tell the show is definitely French. You can tell it was definitely made by French people. Because they are about as shameless gets. So yeah, you can definitely tell that cultural inspiration is there. Let's see. What can I say about this that doesn't make me sound like a pretentious prick? Because it's the last thing I want to sound like. So, it's off the rails. Okay, it's off the fucking rails. I would say it is more off the rails than the show I introduced you to. And what's really fucked up about it is out of the 3 episodes of PeePooDo that I watched, out of the 3 episodes that I watched, they were equivalent to 1 episode of Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. Now, excuse me. Oh god damn, I'm fucking yawning like a beast. Now, how do I put this? It is about the same humor, right? It's about the same humor, and the only difference contextually is that one is essentially Japan's answer to Ghostbusters, but if it were, before the 2016 reboot and the Ghostbusters were all already dead.
And the writer has a fucking fetish for the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
Except for the green one.
Yeah, except for the green one, because the green one sucks. Well, actually, it's they both have the personality of the green one. Because the green one was just angry all the time. Yeah. I think the shows were very, very similar to each other. But, how do I give this a letter grade? I want to give it a letter grade. I'm going to say B-. Because that's about what I give, that's about what I give Panty and Stocking. And I say B- because, there's no real storytelling in it. It's just, here's a circumstance, and there's no real resolution to the circumstance. And while you do have, here's the build-up, here's a circumstance, here's, the second act, here's the third act in Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt, you don't really have that whole... let me rephrase. In Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt, you have a resolution, right? You have a beginning, a middle, and end of the story. And with PeePooDo, right, you're just kind of launched into whatever the flavor is, right? And
right.
This
might make it a bit more better for you to understand. Okay, the basic premise of the existence of PeePooDo was that the blokes who wrote it wanted to actually teach some fucking sexual health and all this kind of shit.
Right.
So they did it in this fashion.
Right.
So that people wouldn't just oh fuck, this is just some Dr. Weapon, it's something that's fucking entertaining and all this kind of stuff. Right. So the premise is, we want to talk about this subject today. Here's how we're going to talk about it.
Right.
So it's not really episodic or like a normal TV show. It's more supposed to be a documentary that's loosely veiled as a cartoon.
Right, and I understand that. I'm just saying, evaluating it as it is, as it's presented. I can't, I can only interpret it the way that I see it, and I can only...
Yeah, but that's why it comes off as so fucking strange, and you can't put your finger on it. Really, is because it looks like a cartoon, but it's actually really something else, and you just sort of it looks like, but it isn't. So what the fuck,
right?
But that's what it is.
I don't think it does for me personally, I don't think it does a good job portraying sexual health awareness topics, but I do think it does a good job entertaining. And if someone does walk away with knowledge of sexual health and sexual health awareness and learning something that maybe their school failed to teach them, because let's face it, it's 2024
Like
and teachers are
it's not
lazier
the
than
done thing
ever.
to snooze on. Yeah, so it's like it's things to teach it. Like it's not the done thing to snooze on shitting, pissing Germans.
Right. And I'm not trying to shit on the show at all. Like, that's not my intent here. I'm just trying to evaluate it and give, because I like, if I do a thing, I would want honest feedback, right? Like, I would love to hear honest feedback about the game rules that I have set up for my game, right? Like, I've talked about this already. I am working on a game, and I want people to play it. I want people to tell me, what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right. Um, and just let me know if the game is fun or not. Like, I want feedback on it. I'm not getting any feedback right now because I'm a fucking nobody. And I kind of feel like I'm wasting my time and effort and energy, working and building this game up and trying to show it to people without being, a preachy fucker and without being an annoying dick smack. And, but the point that I'm trying to make is I am evaluating something, and I want to be I feel like it's a sign of respect to give something an honest look and to give something an honest opinion on how I feel about whatever piece of media is being brought to me, right? And so I don't want to sit here and I don't want to hold back on saying, well, this works, that works. And I think from an identity standpoint, a lot of it, like I said, I don't know, like, you have a different background than I do. You have that EMT background, you've got the military background and stuff, and I'm coming at it from the angle of entertainment, right? I'm coming at it from the angle of what did this accomplish as a, as a form of media. And that's my main takeaway, and I can only criticize it and critique it. And when I say criticize, I don't mean like just shitting on it. I mean giving an honest look at it and trying to objectively be like, okay, this is why I didn't like something. And sometimes I'm not great at articulating that, right? I think you've seen that on a few occasions, Sparty, where I'm just not quite great at getting out what I want to get out and how I want to say something.
Yeah, but PeePooDo is a weird one because it is an amalgamation of a bunch of shit that's thrown you off.
Yeah, it is. Like, okay, so art. If I'm gonna critique it on the art direction, I think veiling it as a Happy Tree Friends kind of show does give it it gives it attention to, like, the stoner audience, right? Like, the audience is looking for like a Tom and Jerry style show, but everyone goes into the wood chipper at the end of the short.
Yeah, that's what we really need to introduce to the fucking Gen Z's, fucking Happy Tree Friends and Friends.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, they would have a fucking meltdown.
Oh, I mean, it'd be a cult because, like, if their heads don't fucking explode and their assholes don't cave and they fucking self-immolate and die, the survivors are worth having around.
Yeah. I mean, my brother is Gen Z, and his son is like 5 years old, so I guess that makes him Gen Alpha.
Yeah.
But I showed him Happy Tree Friends, and he lost his fucking shit. He loved it. And he's 30 years old. He's 10 years younger than I am. And he fucking loved it. I'm going to introduce him to Charlie the Unicorn next time he comes over.
Show him fucking Eddie Murphy's Delirious.
Oh, Christ. No, oh, no. I don't think he could handle that.
You're gonna make a fucking man out of him someday.
I don't think he could handle it.
And then show him Kevin Bloody Wilson and then Rodney Rude.
Yeah.
Some of the Kevin Bloody Wilson songs you might not fucking get. Like,
Yeah, probably not.
Living Next Door to Alan.
Say again?
So some of the songs you might not get because they're a bit Australia specific, like Living Next Door to Alan.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've got a few Australian friends. There's you. Yeah. There's my buddy Cleve. If you don't know him, he's on Twitch. Cleaver of Oz. He doesn't stream a whole lot anymore. He's got a lot going on, but yeah, Australian humor is just fucking weird. But back
right.
to
say this to him. Next time you're speaking to him, right? Just say this to him, right? Just go, have you ever felt like this? And then just leave it at that. See what they say.
All right. I'll see what he says. I'll write it down so I don't forget it. But yeah, back to PeePooDo, right? Because that's the topic we're on. Giving it the visuals that it has is definitely going to capture the stoner audience, I think. Being French made, like, I do understand why they chose to present it so flamboyantly. And when I say flamboyant, I want everyone to understand that I mean, like, spectacle. Because that's what flamboyant means, is it means it's a spectacle. But it's an easier word to fucking say, so get off my sack.
It's just coincidental that all the male characters' dicks are out.
Yeah, all of the male characters' dicks are out. Actually, all of the characters' genitals are out, with the exception of a few. The one is the cat, the Dr. Cat. Yeah. She wears a pair of pants. And then there's a skirt on the German pig ladies. Or are they orcs? I'm going to say they're orcs, because they're bigger than everyone else.
Well, they might be cows.
No, they're pigs. They're definitely pigs. They got the snouts and everything. I'm calling them orcs, because they're bigger than everyone. But, the one part that really got me was in that second episode you showed me, the German episode, and they're sitting there and they're flapping around their fucking vulvas like it's like you know how when you're a kid you had the fucking balloon and you'd blow it up and you just go with the neck of the balloon, and he'd try and make it squeal as like harshly and as shrilly as possible. That's what that reminded me of. They're just sitting there flopping around and you hear it go, and I'm like, whoa, okay, let's ease it up, shall we? Let's dial it back, France, shall we? You were already going to do bullshit with the Olympics. Let's just dial it back a little. I had to do it. I had to work it in there, Farty. I had to do it. But yeah, I don't know. French culture is just basically all about sex, apparently. Even their kids shows are fucking more geared towards sex and like fucking just like there's this anime called, I want to say it's an anime, but it was produced in France, and it's called Ladybug and Cat Noir. And there's this French cartoon, Ladybug and Cat Noir, and I think it was picked up by Canada, and Canada dubbed it because fuck Canada for some reason. Yeah, Ladybug and Cat Noir, and it's very like there's heavy sexual undertones. And the fucked up part about that one is, Farty, is that it's about a couple of children. So,
Okay.
huh?
Bloody, fun fact, you know why half of fucking Canada speaks French?
Because half of Canada was owned by France at one point. Does that
It's
have
just
something to do with it?
It's just a reflex action from living in a shithole.
Oh God.
Hey, fun fact, you know why birds don't fly over Persia?
Why?
It's not worth shitting on.
Oh my God. YouTube has most certainly canceled us by now. Oh my God. I quit. I can't do this no more. I quit. Oh my God. You just love to torture me, don't you, Farty? I was gonna call you Doku. My God, please. Next time I'm about to call you Doku, please just beat the living shit out of me.
Alright, I'll reach down the bloody phone line and do it.
I'll pay for the plane ticket. Somehow, some way, I'll pay for the fucking plane ticket.
I don't think after what I've been saying on Twitter today to cunts, fucking I'd probably be allowed in the United States ever again.
Wait, who?
I said something to fucking Pete fucking Booty, Jed, you called him a fuckwit.
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
Fucking, who else is? Called Mark Hamill a dickhead, fucking, fucking said to fucking Barry the bummer that his fucking shithouse policies killed one of his mates. Fucking stupid cunt. Bragging about his fucking, me fucking Obamacare thing was really great. Yeah, your fucking Obamacare thing was so fucking great that Dodge didn't want to go to the fucking hospital because he didn't want to get a fucking mortgage just to save his own fucking life.
Yeah.
Because of you fucking dumb cunt.
Yeah,
anyway.
No, that hit all of us real fucking... I didn't find out about that until after some of my shit started settling down a little bit, and I started, like, me and Doku started talking again because, you know what, I'm not going to do this. 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 I'm not going to do this.
Anyway, so I've been finding that I'm getting on bloody Twitter and fucking, it's mainly the bloody, the fucking, the For You category. I keep fucking accidentally clicking on that and fucking getting all these cunts that I've been wanting to fucking tell off for ages, and they just go fucking stupid and sort of, because it's like, it's so much freedom now that I can fucking swear at cunts and tell them off again, that fucking now that YouTube's like being a fucking dick about it. Because like, oh geez, it's been pissing me off.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer that's going to last though.
Oh, what, on Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm fucking enjoying it while it lasts. Fuck this shit.
He may as well.
Because, well, like, this is what I'm fucking trying to talk about, this fucking fucking security bitch, fucking whatever the fuck the stupid bitch is that fucking wants to fucking take over the fucking internet out here. She doesn't know what the fuck's going on. It's like, you can't fucking change cunts' mind by fucking treating them with bloody kids' gloves and shit. And the main reason why we've got a lot of young fucking extremist cunts is because you got people like me who are dearly fucking loving to fucking tell these cunts off, right? Fucking, you know, give them a full broadside and tell them well and truly where they're fucking things up. But we can't fucking do that because we got to, talk to them with fucking kids' gloves and shit. And half the fucking time, the bloody comment doesn't go through because the stupid fucking algorithm thinks that because you make more than one comment, you're arguing with people.
Yeah, I have problems with the way society's going, but
but this is good, fucking, there's no point going to Mark Hamill and saying, oh, you're a bit of a Nancy boy for fucking voting for fucking Kamala. It's like, no, you're being a fuckwit, you dumb cunt. Stop being a fucking dickhead.
So I have a little bit of an announcement to make as an aside here. And I just want to let you guys know that we're going to go back to just streaming to one platform starting next week, because the last 2 weeks, this week and last week, There have been nothing but problems with YouTube and Kick being on the same page for the title of the stream, for the timing of the stream, right? Because one is like way the fuck behind, one isn't. So we're going to be doing one platform per stream. Midweek Crisis will still be on YouTube, and we're going to be transitioning its garbage off of YouTube and putting it on the site it belongs on. Because that's...
There's only a time before fucking YouTube finds out what we're talking about and fucking does the same thing to us like they did with all the cunts on Tenant Media and bloody...
Or do what they did to us previously, where they just kind of nuked our entire back catalog.
Well, they're going after fucking... it's not just that Tenant Media thing's now turning out to be a bit of a bullshit excuse because they're going after Candace Owens and there's... Even Amaranth got involved in fucking this and all this. She got a fucking channel nuke because apparently her AMSR is a bit too racy.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
So let's jump into our next topic, because I've been kind of all over the place today, both mentally and just mentally. Okay, so just mentally. Okay, just mentally. It's not both. It's just one. I don't fucking know anymore. 40. What was on the docket here? Let me look up. Oh, you could take your pick. We can discuss Ghostbusters or Star Wars.
Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Because Star Wars is pretty much going to be bitching about how shit the Acolyte is, isn't it?
I never watched The Acolyte, so I don't know.
Neither did I.
I didn't watch it. I don't know anybody who watched it.
Well, what I can gather is that it's basically a bunch of fucking feminist fanfic about what would happen if fucking women had control of bloody Jedi and shit like that. And apparently, like, you know, the Jedi Council's all the patriarchy fucking nonsense and all this, and these bitches had the real power, and I'll go fuck off.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I don't know. So I just stayed away from it. Like, I didn't watch it. I didn't know anything about it until halfway through the season was done, and I had only seen clips of it. Like, there was the one clip that kind of mimicked the was it episode 1, where they're on the ship trying to talk to the Trade Federation dudes, and they're all like, hey, you know, we're here to talk, and then it's like, oh, okay, you wait here while we send droids to go turn you into Swiss cheese.
Well, I've still got a couple of people that I was subscribed to all the way back when fucking Ghostbusters 2016 was coming out and everyone was dogpiling that shit. And there are some of them that ended up fucking, like, doing the sequels and stuff, you know, taking the piss out of that. And so they've been arcing up a lot about, like, the behind-the-scenes shit with fucking Hollywood and Disney and, you know, how the fucking directors are full-on feminist fucking woke lesbian fucking bloody... That's after fucking alphabet and fucking gender bloody pronouns after a fucking name on a Twitter handle and all this kind of fucking nonsense. And, you know, the Force is female and all this. Yeah, basically all the boxes fucking ticked on the fucking DEI bloody bingo card. And, yeah, that's pretty much that she's going out of her way to fucking ruin this for the blokes because she fucking hates men.
Yeah. Here's my take on Ghostbusters 2016. All right? I'm going to give you guys an extensive take on Ghostbusters 2016. I thought it was fine. Okay? I thought the writing was stupid. But as movies go, especially, you know, now, especially comparing them to something like The Acolyte, right? You look at the numbers The Acolyte did ratings-wise, and you look at the numbers the Answer the Call reboot did ratings wise. I thought it was fine. I thought it was middle of the road. Even when it came out, I thought it was middle of the road. If the writing was better, if the direction was better, I think it would have been a better movie. However, that being said, you can say the same about anything else. And that being said, you have a movie that nobody wanted to do. Everybody that was involved with the project, I say everybody, but what I really mean is you had the directors who were also the writers. They clearly didn't want anything to do with this movie. And it was clearly a Spider-Man 3 situation where Sony, in their infinite wisdom, and this isn't the first time that a Ghostbusters 2016 happened. Look at Spider-Man 3. And even before that, Sony has this, and even with Concord, right? Look at Concord. Look at Helldivers. Pick a thing. And you look at the way Sony treats IPs. Right?
Yeah, I think I was only bitching about this about a week or so ago.
Yeah.
Sony seems to fuck everything up.
Yeah. Sony has this thing where they kind of just, they want their money now. And I get it. Every company wants to make money. I would love if my game started, getting some attention and, I was starting getting money for the models that I've been working on. I would love it. I would absolutely love it. But I'm not going to Sony it. I'm not going to sit there and go, well, you can't do this with my property, therefore this, that, the other thing. And that's what Sony does. Sony puts everything in such a headlock that it doesn't have the chance to grow anymore. Right? They go out of their way to basically poison its own well. And the problem with Ghostbusters 2016 is they bullied Feig into doing the movie. Amy Pascal bullied Feig into doing the movie. That's a typical Sony move. It's
part of the bullying thing is the problem that I had with it because, I come from the mob that we were looking for a third one. We've been promised a third one for so fucking long. They'd even gone as far as to write 2 scripts because they thought that Bill Murray might not show up because he really didn't like the IP anymore after the second one. He didn't think that one did well enough.
He didn't even want to do the second one, but he did it because of Groundhog's Day.
Yeah. So basically, it was going to be the next one better be good because this is going to be the last time if we do get Bill Murray. Right, this is our last chance to convince him the second one was actually pretty good. We actually like that one, and we want you back for another one. And like I said, there was a script, and the script did have a passing of the torch to a younger generation that did have females in it and all this kind of stuff. And there was even a part written in that would have worked out for Harold Ramis not being around anymore, where they didn't even need to have all the old Ghostbusters in there. They could have had a couple, bloody Eddie and one of the other 3, and then they could have said, "Oh yeah, we branched out and all this kind of shit," and then they could reference the other 2 in a phone call where and that was even in the script too, where they were going to explain Bill Murray away by he was off somewhere else, and he was going to be in a phone call by voice only or something like that. So they had all this shit planned out and all this shit, and we were all like, yeah, we really like that. We want that and all this. And then they go, right, well, now we're going to do it, and we're going to put Paul Feig in. We're going to make all the females. We're going to make all the original cast do bloody parts that weren't original and all this. We're going to completely fuck it up for you, and you can all suck our dicks. And now we're going to abuse you for it because you don't like what we want to do. So you just arsehole men because of that. And all the fuck-assing around and the abuse that we cop for something that, the budget could have been used on a hospital.
What if, and I'm going to break a couple of scenes down for you, and I'm going to give you a what-if scenario, all right? And this is not me defending Ghostbusters 2016. I want people to know that. I'm not defending the movie. It was middle of the road at best. I think the dialogue choices they made were dumb. I think the casting they made was like really iffy, and I think they tried too hard to make it a comedy. And I think they focused on the comedy part of it too much instead of focusing on what made the original movie good. And the original movie wasn't about, okay, it was superficially about busting ghosts, but it was so much more than that. And they just kind of like oversimplified when they made this movie. And I would really love to be able to articulate what I think Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters, was. But again, there's that difficulty of me being able to explain, and articulate what it is that's on my mind about this thing. So here's a couple of what if scenarios. What if let's start with the dancing scene, right? Because that big dance number that they had in the movie, they cut it in the theatrical release, but it is on the DVD release, which is according to the director, the definitive version of the movie with the dancing scene on it. Now, excuse me, give me a second. Now with the dancing scene, what if that is some sort of protest in and of itself, Farty? What if the dancing scene itself is a visualization of Paul Feig and Amy Pascal going back and forth? Come do the movie. No, I don't want to do the movie. Come do the movie. I don't want to do the movie. Come do the movie. And then, at the end of the dance scene, you see all the police just like drop to the ground in this big dancing scene. What if the police force was a representation, either consciously or subconsciously, written in by Paul Feig, and that's his way of saying, I don't want to do this, but fuck it. You've harassed me enough. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. What if that's the case?
I just assumed it was because he was a flamboyant poofter and fucking he's just like, I'm gonna have dancing in it, yay!
Yeah, but he knew there's no room for a dancing scene in a Ghostbusters movie. So what if that's the case?
There's no fucking room for any of the shit that was in this fucking movie in a Ghostbusters bloody movie. What are you talking about, mate?
I'm just highlighting. Let me rephrase. You're highlighting my point. This movie was, from start to finish, a protest, in my opinion. And that's not an excuse of the movie. I think it was just a protest. I think he deliberately made it bad. I think he deliberately forced it to go to reshoots to just waste as much money as possible, to make it as unprofitable as possible, because he didn't want to do it. And then here's another one. Here's another hypothetical. What if so you remember the scene? They're in the boiler room and they're bullying the Ghostbusters are bullying the dude, and he like kills himself right then and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what if that is another representation of Paul Feig just giving up to Amy Pascal? And this one is a little more blatantly obvious. This one's a little more in your face about, I don't want to be doing this movie. Help. Send help. I am blinking Morse code. Help me. What if that's another representation of Amy Pascal just kind of nonstop coming after Feig and going, movie, 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 movie. And Paul Feig eventually going, fine, fuck it, I'll do the movie, but... Right? So, what do you say to that one?
Yeah, I don't know. I got one for you, though.
Does it make you think a little bit?
Not really.
Okay. What do you got for me? Give me.
I'm thinking more of like a corporate element of some asshole being a bit fucking innovative when they just should have shut the fuck up and just looked at what we've already given them. Because, like I said, they've already had the script and all this. We already fucking like it. All they had to do was that.
Yeah.
We'd already done the work for them. Just make the fucking thing. Oh no, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and then they wondered why it didn't work.
But you're not thinking about it as a potential protest. You're not thinking about it from the lens of he didn't want to do it, so now he's wasting Sony's money so that they never ask him to do a movie like this again. And that there is no second movie, and that he doesn't have to do a second movie.
Well, that could play into my thing, because like I said, all they had to do was what we fucking told them. And this arsehole goes, no, I'm doing my own thing, because he doesn't give a shit what we want, so he wouldn't give a shit what Paul Feig wanted either. Or her, or whatever.
Oh, no, Paul Feig, I think if Paul Feig really wanted to do it, he would have at least looked at the treatment that Dan Aykroyd had. And he would have at least listened to what Dan Aykroyd and Ivan Reitman had to say on the topic while they were shooting. And, yeah.
Because even still there, they could have saved them a hell of a lot of trouble with fucking Bill Murray if they just used the script without him.
Yeah, they could have. They wrote like several different versions to account for people not being, able to do the thing. And
yeah. So there again, couldn't give a fuck. We'll waste a shit ton of money getting Bill Murray to do something he doesn't want either.
Yeah.
So I don't give a fuck about your script and your easy way. Don't overcomplicate it.
Why include someone that doesn't want to do anything? I mean, if there's like a contract thing where they have to all be present in order to do it, okay, cool. Why don't they renegotiate and go, hey, we want to do this and we'll do it without you. Is there a way that we can get you to come do this thing? Can we like use you in CG? Can we like write you out, but you still get paid for this one, but not the next one? Is there some sort of thing we can do? But typical Sony didn't want to work with, what they had.
Another thing just on that one too is that why even fucking get them back to not even play the roles that they were supposed to, they're known for in that fucking IP.
Yeah.
You get them back and they're doing absolutely everything but fucking being Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And you just have different pictures of cameos. When they're doing the cameos, right, I thought, they were showing that scene where they were doing the dancing and there's a theatre in the background. And I was thinking, what's the bet? Their fucking cameos is going to be so fucking wanky that, like, on the Blu-ray, if you pause it just at the right fucking the frame, you can zoom right in on the fucking theatre, and it's like the poster of the fucking on the theatre is playing now playing original Ghostbusters, and it's got the four there. That's their cameo.
Yeah. I honestly think that Paul Feig took a page out of Sam Raimi's book when Sam Raimi did Spider-Man 3. And I think he did it, I think Sam Raimi did it specifically because of Sony just staying involved and not giving him any breathing room. And, and that's essentially what happened with Ghostbusters Answer the Call. Feig didn't want to do the movie. He passed on it. I think he said 4 times. Passed on it 4 times. Caved on the 5th time. And maybe there was some, contract thing.
See, there again, they had Ivan Reitman and Dan Aykroyd. But they still, there again, they still had fucking Ivan Reitman and Dan Aykroyd, but they still pressed for this fucking arsehole. Again, I'd still say it's like one corporate cocksucker who just wanted to be fucking innovative when he shouldn't have been.
And yeah, I maintain it. He did it as a protest. I maintain that Paul Feig delivered the movie as it was on purpose, going Freddy Got Fingered style, just making a terrible movie to waste the studio's money. And that's where I stand on that.
See, but like, well, there's ways of actually fucking shit canning a movie without fucking actually, like sabotaging it completely. I mean,
There
obviously, in
are,
your
unless the studio is adamant that you are going to make the thing and that
yeah,
you are going to be harassed until the thing is done.
yeah.
And
So if they want you there, they've got to put up with you kind of thing. And obviously, the four Sheilas that fucking the main characters were in on what the fuck was going on because, well, they, just treated it as like a joke. Like, why would they be there with no scripts and shit and they're just out, completely ad-libbing this fucking movie pretty much. They must have known that they were there just to waste the fucking time and money and sabotage the movie. So why didn't, fucking halfway through shooting, one of them just go, all right, well, I'm bowing out, and then they have to go do a whole full fucking recast for that part and all this, waste a shit ton more time and money and all this kind of shit, and just make it not worth it for the studio and do things like that, They could have milked it for everything it had.
well, who's to say they didn't? And who's to say they didn't try so hard to just tank it while in production? And Sony was just like, well, we've already put all this money in here, we may as well release it.
The only thing that I reckon basically nullifies this entire premise is the fact that he fought for it too hard as well. He went right into the fucking the whole feminist nut.
Well, he did, yeah, but I think he did it because he knew it was going to ruin the movie.
But also everybody else was leaning all that, like they were all on the same fucking page with all of that kind of shit.
Right, but I think Feig knew it was going to ruin the movie, and I think he genuinely thought it wasn't going to be a good idea, whereas everyone else thought it was going to be a terrific idea because whammons.
Yeah. But also, with Leslie Jones and all that kind of shit when they were carrying on fucking Twitter and all that, that was more genuine fucking reaction, being upset as opposed to fucking, oh no, this is part of the game, we're supposed to antagonize everybody.
Right.
So, it was kind of like,
I think there were unintended consequences if that's... I think there were unintended consequences, like Paul Feig hasn't had any work since... That it's been, 6 years?
Well, I think he's done a couple of things since.
It's been 10 years. It's been 10 years. He hasn't done anything since.
Sure. I've heard the cunt's name crop up a couple of times since. I'm like, this cunt still got fucking work. I might be wrong.
Well, let's look it up. What's he working on currently? The newest article is not available. Okay. All right, Collider. 2021 was the most recent article written about him on Collider, and that was because Freaks and Geeks had a reunion. I don't know what what that was. I think it was a show. But that was the most recent article is 2021. Oh, here's one in 2024. Oh, and it's about Freaks and Geeks reunion. So I'm guessing the other one was like something else. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything he's done since Ghostbusters.
Hang on. I'm looking at up on IMDb.
Oh, he's making gin. Apparently he's making gin.
God, everyone's making gin. Doesn't everyone know that gin's fucking horrible?
No.
A lot of British drinkers, they're self-deprecating fucking humour. They hate themselves.
Gin is only useful as a mix-in for a fucking Long Island iced tea.
Oh, what the fuck is this shit?
Okay, so I don't know if this is true or
Just
not. Let's
normal IMDb, you fucking idiot cunt. What the fuck is this fucking shit? God fucking mighty.
Okay, so Paul Feig is apparently involved. Let's see. Okay, hang on.
Okay,
After the
so
School of Good
jackpot
for Evil.
2024 MiG.
Say again?
Jackpot 2024 MiG 2022 to 2023. Upside Down 2023. Welcome to Flatch 2022 to 2023. Fucking what the fuck? Stop fucking around.
So
Fucking
basically,
Google.
minor credits here and there for like Netflix style shows is what I'm seeing.
The producer, executive producer. Let's see.
Okay, so
There's
he's a money man right now.
2023, Artie 2022, School of Good and Evil 20, The Hostage 2022, Ebony 8 2022, Roommates, Extraordinary Christmas, Love of Life, Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, Harami, Horror 2020. So yeah, the cunt's been fucking working.
He's been a money man. A producer is just fancy talk for he's giving money to these projects. And
Yeah,
that's
so
not
he
to
hasn't
say
been
that he
fucking
isn't doing anything. Apparently, he's going to be working on a movie called for Blumhouse. Oh Christ, that's not even really a movie. Called The Worst Roommate Ever, based on a New York Magazine article. Maybe.
Well, he's down as executive
Maybe it'll be
producer.
good because,
He's down as the executive producer as Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but he was
Like,
also a director and writer for Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I know. So that's what I'm saying, right? He's only down here as an executive producer, so fucking he's not fucking directorial.
Well, that just means he didn't want his name on the project.
And Heat and Bridesmaids and
that just,
he's got that down for all of them.
That just means he didn't want his name on the project.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I can't. Huh?
Doesn't seem like he wants his name on any fucking project.
No, it doesn't. But it looks like he's going to be directing a Blumhouse movie, and then or already has. I don't know. What's going on?
Why do I get the feeling it's going to be a crap one? So like like something that fucking Paris Hilton.
The Blumhouse movie, if he does the Blumhouse, because Blumhouse is basically just pure horror. And he's doing another one called The House Across the Lake. And this is what I said he should be doing, is more horror and thriller type movies. Because I'm going to defend the opening scene for 2016 Ghostbusters. The opening scene, as poorly written as it was, he had the pacing, he had the atmosphere, and he had the timing absolutely perfect for a horror themed movie, right? And that horror themed opening for Ghostbusters, if you just ignore all the fucking dumb social commentary bullshit that he threaded into whatever that tour going through the house was, it would have been a really good, really spooky. It was I remember sitting in the theater, and Farty, I'm gonna admit something to the world that I've never admitted before. All right, I was in the fucking movie theater. I was wearing my Ghostbusters jumpsuit, my flight suit, right? I had my patch on it. I had everything. I had my, I was short of full gear. I was just short of full gear. The only thing I didn't do was wear my fucking pack into the movie theater, because I thought that would have been a little too obnoxious. But I went in, and I have the fucking pops. I have the pops for before 2016 came out, because I wanted to support the movie, and I wanted the movie to be good. I wanted it to be good because I wanted to support more of the franchise that I loved. But a lot of things started tanking it for me around that time. What a lot of things happened were, I used to be really active on the Ghostbusters forum on gbfans.com. I used to be really active on there. I used to engage with people. I used to talk with people. I used to get tips and hints and just learn how to make a better proton pack. I've made fucking 6 proton packs at this point. I made one out of cardboard. I made one out of scratch using cardboard and body filler, right? Or drywall mud, as we call it in the United States here. I've 3D printed a few shells that I haven't actually completely assembled yet, but I do have them, and I'm just waiting for I'm just waiting for an excuse to assemble them. I've got a plastic shell that I ordered from this place called Studio Creations, and they do plastic vacuum forms of 90 something percent accurate proton pack shells. They use a wooden buck for, and this proton pack shell I have built up to be a Ghostbusters Afterlife proton pack, like semi replica. It's not exact, right? There's some things on it that are not movie accurate, but it's pretty fucking close. It's like 90% close, right? So I love the fucking franchise, and I still love the franchise, and I still consider myself a fan. I just don't consider myself part of the fandom. And a large part of that is because of the fucking vitriol that two sides of the fandom were flinging at each other over everything. And I'm just like, guys, there's room enough to be fans of both fucking things and to hate both fucking things equally. But if we're going to sit here and we're going to piss on each other over this entire fucking thing, I want nothing to do with it. But the point is I went into that movie theater wearing my flight suit, and I sat there, and by the end of that movie, I felt like a dumbass for wearing my fucking flight suit into the fucking theater. Because I really wanted to support this thing. I really wanted it to be good. And I walked out quiet. I left the movie theater without saying a word. Like, I wasn't angry. I was flabbergasted that they would treat the franchise like this. Even after hearing some of the rumors, even after hearing about some of the stuff going on, I still had hope. I still wanted to hope. And look where that got me as a Ghostbusters fan, as a huge Ghostbusters fan, right? I have designed and 3D printed replicas of the proton packs from the Kenner toys. You remember the Kenner toys, Farty?
Yeah.
That came with the little blue plastic proton. I designed cartoon accurate proton packs for 3D printing for the fucking real Ghostbusters figures. Okay? Like, I was a big fan, like a huge part of the fandom. And when 2016 came out, I couldn't do it anymore because everyone was just all of a sudden so vitriolic to each other and so like cancerous to each other. It's like, this isn't fun for me anymore. You know, you guys have allowed a single movie to shatter everything that we have built up. And I'm not saying you have to like the movie, and I'm not saying that you had to excuse me, and I'm not saying that you had to be like fans of the whole thing. But as someone who enjoys the Ghostbusters movies, right? Or at least the first movie. I think the second one's we'll talk about that in a second here. But as someone who enjoys, you know, the world of Ghostbusters and like the fantasy that it offers, right? Because it's fantasy. It's like, I don't mean fantasy in the strictest sense like orcs and goblins and shit, but you know, it's the escapism, right? Because that's what fantasy really is. It's escapism. And so what it offers and the imagination that it sparks, right? As a fan, as a viewer, as someone who enjoyed the content, it became too much to sit there because I didn't want to pick sides. I just wanted to like what I liked about the franchise. We had people in the fandom who would talk about how much they loved Ghostbusters 2 and how they thought it was like the better Ghostbusters movie of the two that we had. And there were people that would go, okay, well, you're entitled to that. That's cool. Whatever. And the only thing that people really seemed to genuinely not like was Dave Coulier taking over as Peter Venkman in like season 4 or whatever of the Ghostbusters cartoon, which was out of his control since Lorenzo Music was dying of fucking cancer at the time. So could you be any more of a dick? They got him to do it because I'm getting on a sidetrack. What was I talking about originally, Farty?
Fucking sort of you flabbergasted and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. So when I walked out of 2016, I was just kind of like silent because I didn't know what was going on with the franchise. Like I was hopeful that the movie was gonna be at least sequel worthy, even if they did do the same exact bullshit in the second movie. Was hoping that maybe this would kickstart the franchise and that maybe they would offer, maybe it would get the studio to go, okay, well in 2 years we need another Ghostbusters movie going right alongside another one, and maybe doing this Disney style where they're churning out a new Ghostbusters every year, or to do a new Ghostbusters every year.
See, that was another thing there. The fucking threat of, like, now this is going to be Ghostbusters from now on. Are you fucking joking, cunt?
Yeah, I was thoroughly... I can't say that I hated the movie, like, because I didn't really hate the movie. It
was so different from the cartoons. It was so different from the originals. It was just like, is this the tangent you're going in? It sucks.
Yeah.
But you can either do this as a mashup or a fucking segue, but, like, just real quick while you're kind of on that kind of a subject, that's kind of how I feel about Star Wars as well. That, like, I grew up with the original trilogy, and fucking I didn't mind the prequels because I kind of got them right from the word go. It's like, it wasn't until later on that they pointed out that the CG works all cartoony and nothing's real, and then now they've pointed it out. I can't really look at I understand that bit now. The acting's not so wooden when you understand that, like, well, look at where they are. Like, this is when the Jedis were all still, like, militaristic and procedural and all this kind of shit. Yeah. They're talking to fucking dignitaries and fucking royalty and all this kind of stuff. Of course, they're going to be talking like fuckers, stuck-up fuckwits,
Yeah.
And
I keep telling people, like, dude, I fully supported that. Like, when the prequels came out, man, I was front row center. I was one of the few people that I know, at least, that was, like, all about the prequel movies, because I thought the prequel movies did... The only problem I had with the prequel movies is that they didn't... George Lucas said he was building up Darth Vader in this one, and to an extent, that's true. But, there wasn't enough build-up of Darth Vader, in my opinion.
Well, see, that's where it starts getting a bit sort of sideways, right? So I never got into, like, the Clone Wars cartoons, the Droids cartoons, and all the other, the ones where they're young fucking stormtroopers or little Jedis or whatever the fuck. Muppet babies in fucking Jedi form or whatever the fuck. Rebels, I think it is.
Oh, I tried watching Rebels. I did not get very far in it. I watched Clone Wars, and then when Disney decided to do the last season, and then basically just say, you know what, we're doing the Clone Wars season. Why don't we just say, fuck you, and not make it Clone Wars? We're going to make it the Bad Batch, and we're going to sell you on the Bad Batch, and we're going to make it Ahsoka and sell you on Ahsoka.
Well, that's sort of started going a bit fucking sideways with the whole, now you're starting to fucking elaborate a bit too much for where I could be bothered. And then there was the extended canon and all this kind of shit with all the books and comics and stuff. And I'm like, not really fucking interested in that shit. And then when Disney came around and said, no, all that extended canon shit, that's not fucking, that's not bloody true anymore. And we're going to introduce our own stuff. And I'm like, oh, I don't really like where this is going. And then, the first two fucking sequels come out, and it was sort of, oh, this is not fucking good at all. This is shit.
Yeah.
Fucking, I really don't like where this is going. And they've killed off Han Solo, and I knew that they were going to kill off fucking Han Solo, and Luke was only going to be fucking in it for like 2 minutes at the end of it. Like, I knew this like 6 months before the movie came out, and I can prove it because I got a YouTube video entitled fucking shit that needs to be heard or something like that. And like I basically just blurted it out before you can understand what the fuck's going on, just to fucking spoiler alert it. Like, I'll put the spoiler alert after I say it too. There's literally a video that goes as long as this. It's like, in the new Star Wars movie, they kill off Han Solo and Luke's only in it for the last 2 minutes. Oh, yeah, spoiler alert. After I can't. Boobies. Anyway, fucking, so I was right about that, and I knew it was coming, and I was still like, it's still shit. And then they killed off Luke Skywalker, and now I'm not too fucking too upset about that now that that Mark Hamill's turned into a bit of a dickhead, but fucking, we can go back into obscurity, Mark. Fuck off.
Yeah, now that he doesn't have a Kevin Conroy anymore.
Yeah, and I'm sort of like, oh, nah, now this is fucking shit. The only way they can really salvage this is if they say that, fucking Luke was Jediing too hard, and Luke was Jediing too hard that he fucking accidentally teleported himself to a nexus point in the Force, like fucking Dagobah or something like that. And he's sitting there shivering his ass off in Yoda's fucking old hut, fucking in the nude and shit, because he didn't transport his cloak with him when he fucking disappeared, and he's waiting for some cunt to fucking force feel him on Dagobah and come pick him up. It's the only way they were going to get around that, but they fucking didn't bother doing it. Now I'm fucking done with that. Anything that sort of salvaged fucking anything from fucking Disney was Rogue One. That was the only decent one out of it.
I kind of fell asleep in the first few minutes of Rogue One, and then I never touched a Disney Star Wars property afterward, because I had watched I'd watched what little remained of Clone Wars get turned into whatever the fuck that was, which wasn't Clone Wars. It didn't follow anything from Clone Wars. Like, okay, there's the clones in there, yes, but you're focusing on like a batch of mutants that for some reason didn't get disposed of, which would have been disposed of because the Caminos are fucking Kaminoans, thank you, or fucking perfectionists. And it, like, if Disney had had fucking just that one thing taken from the prequel trilogy would have been nice. The Kaminoans being perfectionists was like absolutely needed for proper storytelling on them. And what happened to the Bad Batch? It got canceled after one season. Oh my goodness. Who could have guessed?
Yeah. Well, with Rogue One, no, since you're not going to see it, I may as well fucking spoil it for you. They all die at the end.
Oh, gee. Yeah, the only scene worth watching is the scene where Vader, like, boards the fucking ship.
Oh, yeah.
And it was everywhere. And I watched that scene. I'm like, oh, okay, well, here's Vader. He's going to kill everyone. Oh, okay, yep, everyone's dead.
Yeah, well, that was good. There are quite a few plot holes that you'd fucking really hate, like, with all this technology and all this kind of shit, they've still got to keep the plans of the Death Star on a physical fucking data cartridge that's the size of an 8-track fucking thing.
It's funny they chose to stay canon with Rogue One, and then they were just like, yeah, you know what, fuck it.
Well, even then, too, they break the fucking canon a few times, because, like, this shit about having it on physical fucking media stored in only one fucking spot in the whole universe and all this, when they got all these fucking computers and all the different chips, and they can store it fucking anywhere they bloody wanted to in digital form. That's a bit fucking, but then the premise in A New Hope is that when they blow up fucking Alderaan, that's fucking the first time they're supposed to fire the main gun on the Death Star, and they're using it as a test. Well, in fucking Rogue One, they fire it about 3 fucking times, and this is before Alderaan.
Oh, so they couldn't even get... Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'm kind of glad I didn't watch Rogue One then.
And then even wankier still, right? There's a scene where they're on the planet Jeddah, and that's the scene with Lawrence Fishburne in it, where they not only first fire it on Jeddah, but it turns out now that there's more than one fucking reactor that powers the fucking main gun, and you can dial it up like a fucking taser or something like that. And they go, yeah, just one reactor fire a blasted bloody Jeddah, and instead of vaporizing the planet like it did Alderaan, it just makes a really large nuclear explosion that wipes out a large proportion of the planet. And fucking, I thought that's a bit of a fucking wank. Like, we got now fucking a dial a jet on the main gun on the Death Star. When the fuck did that happen?
Isn't that like...
It was a shitty plot point.
Isn't that essentially just like overfilling a fucking napalm canister?
Well, it's sort of kind of a bit wanky because like they already established that the Death Star can vaporize a planet in one fucking blast, and now they're sort of going, oh well, we don't really want to vaporize this planet because I'm pretty sure Jeddah is in different parts of like the Disney canon and shit like that in the future, and you know, oh yeah, how do we fucking get these people off this planet that we're gonna hit with the main gun on the fucking Death Star without instantly vaporizing it, but it's still allowing them enough time to fucking get off the planet? Because it is one of those, you know, like the end of Lost in Space when they're getting off the planet and they're having to go through the fucking the core of the planet and they're dodging fucking thing breaking up and big rocks and shit all flying all over the place, and you know, it's kind of like that. They're no shit fucking being chased by a massive fucking shock wave that's vaporizing everything, you know, behind them, and they only manage to get out by the fucking skin of their shit and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that was just purely invented just so they could have that dramatic scene when it was really not warranted. And anyway, so the end of the movie pretty much is that they've got this fucking data cartridge, they've transmitted it to fucking the Tantive 4, and that's where you get the scene where they're trying to hurriedly run it to fucking Princess Leia at the end, being chased by Vader. And to try and stop them from transmitting it, they fucking fire on this bloody Imperial base on this fucking tropical bloody planet that just had a Vietnam War scene in, which was actually quite cool. Like, if you like, just watch it for the last battle scene, man. Like, that's the only fucking really good bit in it. And it's got nothing to do with Star Wars, too. It could be a generic fucking battle scene from like even a Vietnam War movie. But it's just really fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're firing at AT-ATs with RPGs and shit like that, you know, so some actual proper, like, realistic fucking, oh yeah, so you got these armored vehicles, right, they got anti-armor weapons, cool. Fucking, and, like, so to stop the fucking rebels that are on this base fucking, you know, transmitting this shit, they fire on the base again with the Death Star, but it doesn't fire at its full capacity, and it only just vaporizes this fucking small part of the planet and not fucking wipe it out. But none of the rebels get off the planet. They all fucking die.
Yeah.
That links up with the many boffins died to get us this information. That is one part that I did like about it, that they did fucking end up killing everybody and they didn't get the happy ending.
I mean, they get the happy ending, but you gotta watch the next movie in the installment, which, you know, isn't A New Hope. It's Master Raider.
Hey?
Master Ray Tor. Tor, the onion router. For obfuscation. Ray, the character.
Fucking, well, that's only if you watch it like in its chronological release order. But like, you know, you're supposed to watch Star Wars in a very, very different order to normal. So now it is fucking 6. What was it? 5, 6, 7. No, 4, 5, 6. Then it's 1, 2, 3. And that's so you don't fucking spoil the fucking Vader reveal. So you get that before you fucking see that Anakin's the fucking Vader.
Farty.
Now it is, you watch Rogue One and then you make your decision whether you do the fucking sequel.
Farty. I. You never let me have any fun, Farty. You and Doku both.
Well, that's the order that you got to watch it in now. Only silly people fucking watch it from fucking episode 1 all the way up to fucking episode 9, and then wonder why it doesn't make much sense. Like, how come this was so good, man? They revealed it too early. It's like, that's not how we saw it originally, man.
Yeah.
But that is one thing that I'm gonna miss, like fucking not having family and all this kind of shit, not having kids. Is that I really wanted to, like, there's certain things you'd want to do as a parent and all this kind of shit, certain little milestones that, you know, certain birthdays and whatnot, certain things you want to introduce them to that you've known about the world for fucking ages, and, you know, just these little things that, you know, like, and fucking the Vader reveal is one of them. And, you know, you get a lot of the videos on YouTube where they reveal it and the kid's fucking mind just explodes. And it's like, that's the thing, you know, that's the reaction I want to see for myself kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'll do that.
Getting back to Ghostbusters, because I think we've milked the 2016, is my position is Sony was going to put this movie out regardless, only because they spent so much money on it. Sunk cost fallacy and all.
Yeah.
And then you get the guy who didn't want to do it, he's still going out of his way to tank it as hard as he can. And he's tanking it as hard as he can because he doesn't want to do it. And what's best is not a project that gets shelved, but a project that gets canceled. Because he doesn't want to be committed to a second movie. And if it fails, he doesn't have to do the second movie. Now, there are a bunch of other consequences that came out of that. Sam Raimi still has a job in the industry because he didn't fuck Spider-Man up so to the extent that Ghostbusters was fucked up. But Paul Feig doesn't really have an in for mainstream Hollywood anymore. As we discovered earlier, he's got to work for Blumhouse. Everybody fucking hates Blumhouse. Blumhouse is where you go when your career is going to die. They put out a couple of good movies, and then the rest of them, and I'm not saying this to be like snarky. I'm not saying this to be like haha, and I'm not saying this to be a complete dickhead. I'm saying this as a point of fact that Blumhouse doesn't do good movies. They do a lot of really cheap movies to get money quickly. They're a profitable studio because they spend so little money on shit. And Blumhouse is where you go for your career to die. That being said... Huh?
Well, on that, just real quick, sort of a bit more evidence that goes towards it's more probably corporate and Paul Feig just did as he was instructed as opposed to try and actively sabotage it, is the prior evidence with other things. Sony, just like the Democrat Party, likes to telegraph a lot of things that, you know, they're trying not to say. And if you have a look at the Sony leaks and all this kind of stuff where fucking North Korea threatened them over that fucking stupid bloody fucking Seth Rogen movie, can't even remember what it was fucking called, because it was that fucking shit, and I even called it before it even came out, but the Sony leaks were a bunch of bullshit to try and cover their ass, that they knew that this movie that they'd made was that fucking crap, it was going to lose so fucking horrifically bad, that they made up this bullshit story they couldn't release it because North Korea threatened to fucking nuke them or something like that. And that's the corporate nonsense carry on when they know that something's going to be shit. And we all knew that that Ghostbusters 2016 was going to be fucking shit before it came out too. And I'm pretty fucking sure that Sony fucking knew it as well. So they carried on with all that fucking childish nonsense. And yeah, Paul Feig was just going along with it.
Yeah.
At that point, you know, fucking he was towing the line, and you know, but it was like, but he didn't get in the shit for doing it, which means that corporate fucking gave it the blessing, which means that I reckon, again, it was more corporate that fucked it up, and he was just Oh, okay, you want me to do this script? All right, well, okay, well, fine, I'll fucking do it then. But as for probably, knocking back 4 fucking goes, you might have been also milking more money out of that for just the sake of being a greedy cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Because like I said, Sony was gonna put it out either way, and they were gonna get some money off of it either way, and they can't get money off of it if they fucking shelve it. I gotta sneeze. Oh shit. Fuck! Ow, that hurt. Ow! Ow! Ow!
God, that sounds like it came from both ends.
What's that?
That sounds like it came from both ends.
Yeah, it felt like it, but it didn't. So, I think we can move into Ghostbusters, the other, what's it called? The sequel to Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah.
Afterlife. I hated Afterlife. I hated Afterlife up and down.
Yeah, I actually didn't mind it. Wait, it wasn't the actual fucking story that we were told before, but it had a lot of those fucking plot points in it. So there's the new generation, the passing of the torch, the old blokes came along and fucking did a cameo bit as themselves.
It was basically, for me, watching Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters, redone for a third time. The only difference is they bloated the cast more, which kind of like limited the scope of what the rest of the cast could do.
Well, yeah, there's not really much you can do with this kind of a story. Like, they go catch ghosts.
And I hated it. And I hated it primarily because they were propping up Phoebe to be this really cool, like, really, really like, hey, here's the best character ever. And she's being handheld the entire time by Grandpa Ghosty.
Hey, is it really fucking creepy that Kamala Harris's son has styled himself after that chick from fucking when you were talking about the Phoebe chick?
Oh God.
Do you want to beat her? Do you want to fuck her or what?
Oh God. Yeah, I hated it. I honestly thought Ghostbusters 2016 was a better movie than it. Because
it went back to like sort of the original things, like the ghost traps did the ghost trap things, the proton pack things. Okay, so some of the ghosts were doing fucking, like I said, there was a lot of these plot points that we were told we were going to get, and this is sort of the closest thing that they are going to get to that. And
yeah, but the whole thing felt like watching a worse version of the original Ghostbusters movie. The entire thing, and like, I'm fine with setting up the characters, and I'm fine with setting up the motivations. The cast was way too bloated, and they took way too much time to set up every single character, and every single character had their own little section. Now, I will praise Afterlife for the one thing they kind of did right. The one thing they kind of did right is they made sure every character felt like their own character, which is something we have sorely been lacking in even the most basic Disney movie. Like, look at Trevor, right? The older brother. His whole thing is he likes cars, he likes electronics, maybe not likes electronics to the point where Phoebe does, where she's taking everything apart. But he likes cars, and he has this girl that he likes, and that makes him a relatable character. I think he was a fairly relatable, average teenage boy, right? Because no matter where you go in the world, that's what an average teenage boy might be interested in. And he might be interested in cars. He definitely, in 99% of cases, is going to be interested in girls. Then you have Phoebe, who, her only trait seems to be autism. And that didn't work for me in fucking Predators, or that one Predator movie with the whatever the fuck it was. The Predator, I think it was, where they were after the one kid because they wanted to genetically graft autism into themselves to make them more powerful, which just seemed like bullshit. As an aside, they kind of do the same shit in that Kong X movie that just turned me fucking completely off. Where she's deaf, but where the kid is deaf and that's her only trait. It pissed me off that Phoebe, the character that they were kind of like propping up, was the autistic girl that was having her hand held the entire fucking movie. You had Lucky, whose only trait was she was like the brain dead waitress, right? And she happened to be the cop's daughter, the cop's daughter. So she was like, typical, I'm just kind of gonna get into trouble because my dad's a cop and I want him to recognize me. So these characters have their own unique traits, and I give them some praise for making them feel like individual characters. I just didn't fucking like any of the characters, right? You look at what's his name, Paul Rudd, right? The scientist guy, and he's like, oh look, he's the quirky scientist teacher that nobody likes, but Phoebe does, and that's all that matters. What am I supposed to like about him? He's the teacher. That's it. Then you have the mother. She's the mother. That's it. Those are the only character traits they get. You have all these characters on screen, and while they do a good job of like setting up motivations and they do a good job of making them feel like distinct characters, I didn't like any of them. None of the characters were likable. They were all relatable. I could relate to most of them because they felt like actual fucking human beings. And again, it's something that Disney doesn't do. You have basically 3 character traits in a Disney movie. You have the sarcastic one, you have the angry one, and then you have the sarcastically angry one. Well, I guess there's only really 2. But
others alive in this one though.
Huh?
Funnily enough, the mother's alive in this one though.
Yeah.
It's a Disney trait.
I know, Farty. I was trying to ignore it, you dickhead. I was trying to stop myself from laughing. Fuck. I didn't like Afterlife. I really didn't. It was... I would rather, if I had the choice, if you presented me the choice between watching Afterlife for a second time, I've only watched it one time, and I will not watch it again. If I had the choice of watching Afterlife a second time or watching 2016's Answer the Call, I will pick Answer the Call every time.
Well, there were a couple of other things that I did like about it, and especially at the end and with the phone call, was that like Ray's Occult Bookstore. That's a carryover in its canon.
Yes.
And it,
from the first, or from the second movie, and from the video game, from the Ghostbusters the video game that Atari released in like 2000 something for the PlayStation 3. I want to say PlayStation 3, the Wii, and the Xbox 360. And I think it got a PC port, and then it later got a Nintendo DS port. But that's an aside. That's some trivia for you guys to explore on your own time. I'm sorry, Farty. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the one part I didn't like was that you see fucking Dana and what Bill's character, fucking Venkman. And she's got him in a chair and she's zapping him and fucking or something.
Oh,
like
at the end credits where she's like, "Oh, tell me how this works again," and he's like strapped into the fucking the shock thing that he had the kid in the first movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's a bit of got a bit of a feminist slap to it, kind of dominatrix, kind of fucking.
Well, they did that at the ending credits of fucking 2016 too.
Yeah,
Where they're
yeah,
like,
and she comes.
oh, there's no
There's
safety cage
yeah,
here.
on the float.
Safety cages are for dude bros.
Yeah. But the other thing I noticed, I like that they did sort of carry on, and it's a bit of an unknown backstory that they didn't really get into, is that Winston has gone to night school
Yeah.
the whole fucking time, and he was mainly using like the Ghostbusters to pay for his night school, and then you see him at the end of.
Oh, they do touch that. They do touch on that during the cartoon, during the real Ghostbusters, because there's a couple of scenes where he talks about where he's going to night school, and that going to the Ghostbusters and then working with the Ghostbusters allowed him to do it. It allowed him to provide for his daughter as well.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know about his daughter, but
Yeah.
anyway, we'll see at the end of fucking the fucking what's it they call it, the fucking
Electrical engineering.
no. That's the fucking name of the bloody movie.
Oh.
Oh fuck, Jesus bullshit, cunt. We were just talking about it. Ghostbusters, fucking this cunt, fucking the one after the shit one.
Answer the call.
No, the one after that one.
Afterlife.
Yeah, that one. Fucking.
I was gonna say not Frozen Empire because I didn't fucking watch that. I will not watch Frozen Empire, and I won't do it for one reason, and I know it's petty. Actually, there's two reasons I won't watch it, but here's the main reason I won't watch Frozen Empire. Are you ready for my defining reason why I won't fucking watch it?
Yeah.
2 words: Patton Oswalt.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I've heard it's a bit too fucking busy and a bit incoherent, and it's not really worth it, so I'm not bothering with it either. But fucking, yeah, anyway, at the end of that fucking, the one before that one, bloody, you see Winston's actually like a successful businessman and all this kind of stuff, and he's actually been paying the rent at Ray's fucking occult bookstore to keep it open. That he'd also, had enough money and shit that he could open up the firehouse again. And that's a bit of canon that doesn't really get spoken about much. Like I said, and it's good that they carried that over, I reckon. And I sort of kind of like those bits, those touches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but like I said, that's the last one, the Frozen Empire. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to give that a go because that also kind of looks a bit too fucking. I don't know, 90s kids movie, too neon-y. There's like this underground fucking science lab kind of thing. There's all fucking neon pink and shit, and I'm waiting for cunts in bloody elbow and knee pads and a stack hat to fucking come sliding out a tube going, dare, double dare, physical fucking challenge. Some fucking shit like that,
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I did not like Afterlife. And I guess, like, and if people liked it, that's cool and all. Like, I'm gonna, be happy that you found something in something I didn't like to enjoy. And maybe it's because I'm a little, maybe I'm too cynical. Maybe I just have, I consume a lot of media, right? It's all I have in life right now is fucking consuming media, like some sort of zergling, right? Like, like all I have is media consumption, and so like you get spoiled, I guess, to like actually good writing and actually good storytelling and actually good world building, and you kind of like have a high, I have a high bar, I guess, but I don't know. And I hate that people always mischaracterize it as I hate everything. And I don't hate everything. Like, I just haven't, I'm looking at everything objectively. Because that's just how my brain works. My brain just works by going, here's something objective about this that is dumb. Here's something objective that it, like, I'll ruin Terminator for everybody. Okay? I'll ruin and this is a concept that I understood when I was 6 years old. when I saw the original Terminator movie. If the robot went back in time, right? That means that the robot would never go back in time because he would have gone back in time. He would have done the thing to do the thing. And then you have the other end of it. You have the guy going back in time to do the thing to do the thing. These two outcomes would have canceled out the necessity for these two things to go back in time and do the thing that the story is about.
Well, it's also kind of like the premise of the movie The Final Countdown.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually turns into a revolving circumstance where, say, the USS Nimitz that goes back in time to just before Pearl Harbor, if they stop Pearl Harbor, then that would stop America going to war and become a military powerhouse that would have led to the existence of the USS Nimitz in the first place, which meant that the carrier wouldn't have existed to go back in time to stop it, which meant that the attack would have ended up happening, which meant that the circumstances would have led to the Nimitz existing, to go back in time to stop the attack, to stop it from existing, to go back in time, to not go back in time, to not stop the attack, to go back to it existing, and then that's a revolving fucking paradox.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with what you were talking about. What the fuck were you talking about?
How the two characters go back in time to either prevent or do the thing that they were going to do.
Right.
But even one of them accomplishing their goal would mean that both of them would have never have existed to begin with in that time to either accomplish their goal or not, for them to be sent back in time, for this big cycle of events to just never happen. So, like...
Yeah.
Say again?
Connor wouldn't have been the threat to be taken out, so then the Terminator wouldn't have come back to take him out, so then he would have been the threat to Cyberdyne, so then he would have had to have been taken out in the past, so then they would have sent back the Terminator to take him out, then he wouldn't have been there to stop fucking be the threat, and then,
And then you got to look at it from the other point of view too. If Reese never went back in time and got Sarah pregnant, then Connor would have never been born for Skynet to send a robot back, for Reese to go back, to impregnate, and then Thing, and then So as much as I love Terminator, it's convoluted and it's like bad writing, but it's entertaining. But it's bad writing.
Well, they kind of fuck it up in 3, where they basically say, "Oh yeah, now it's fucking soft." Well, it's not software. It's fucking it's in cyberspace because it's on the internet now. It's all through all the different programs and shit. But it's inevitable that it's going to get invented regardless. And if we stop it this time, then it'll just become another idea in some other fucking format because first it was physical that you could blow up. Now it's in cyberspace, it's kind of thing. And then wasn't it like some fucking app or some shit like that? And then, I don't know.
Yes.
I think it's something
else. So that's where I'm coming from. It's like Terminator's fine, but it's an entire movie franchise written on the back of a really dumb plot hole.
Oh, then that's all right. The worst one of the fucking lot's the last fucking Terminator movie where, okay, so you finally got away with getting rid of Cyberdyne. So, something else completely that's like not connected to Cyberdyne that there's no way you can fucking go back in time and destroy and blah, 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 blah. So, we're starting all over again from scratch. Yeah. Oh, fuck.
And the Terminator series just lives. It lives on this. They try to fix it in Genesis a little bit. They try to fix it in Genesis where they go, okay, well, you're not really going back in time. You're going to a different dimension. Okay, well then why are you traveling at all? If you're going to a different dimension and it doesn't And it does, and they do this in Terminator Zero too, and I fucking can't stand it. If you're going back in time, but you're not really going back in time in your own world, you're going back in time to another world, then who's to say, A, the events in that world are the same events that are going to happen the same way they happened in your world, and B, who's to say, and B, if nothing is going to change in the world you're from, only to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? In the world you're from, if nothing's going to change, then why go back in time at all? What point does it make? You're just doing something for the sake of doing a thing because you can. And that's no better than the premise of fucking Jurassic Park.
Or climbing Everest.
Say again?
Or climbing Everest.
Okay, so there's a point to climbing Everest. You can say that you did it. Or die on the way up. I mean, the choice is yours, really.
Like that's fucking Sir Edmund Hillary's fucking excuse. And they said, well, why'd you climb Everest? And he goes, because it's there.
Okay, because it's there, yeah, cool. But if you're going back in time, and you're in a war situation, you're in a do or die situation where the what's it called? Where the outcome of where the survival of humanity hangs in the balance, and you're traveling back in time, really just sends you to a different world, to a different timeline. Then why do it? Because it's not going to help anyone, and you're just wasting resources to send someone back. You're wasting energy. Like, think of how much power went into fucking sending someone back in time. Think of how much fucking power. And then think about it from this point. The people on this end of the timeline, or on this timeline, has just sent a big fucking spike of energy, right? They've used a tremendous amount of energy, and now Skynet knows exactly where they are. And now you're just going to get fucking slaughtered.
Well, I think one big plot hole that's no one's ever addressed is that when Reese finally calms Sarah down, they're in the car and they're hiding from the Terminator in that big car park after they've just broken into a new car, and he's explaining it to her.
Mm-hmm.
Reese says that they captured the place, and that Skynet had no choice but to fucking send this Terminator back because fucking the place got taken over, and they'd figured out that fucking something went back and how to do it and all this, and they'd found Reese. Obviously fucking John knows to send Reese back because, well, fuck, his mum's already told him, I guess. Anyway, fucking then they were supposed to have blown it up straight away.
Yeah.
So how the fuck does Skynet know to send a second one back to take out John after he was born? He was an early teenager.
Yeah.
If fucking after the first one that was supposed to have succeeded, fucking how the fuck
No, yeah.
Then
It's a convoluted nightmare of a franchise that should have ended at the second movie. It should have ended at the second movie. I say that even as a defender of 3, even as a defender of of 4, and even as sort of an enjoyer of 5. Right? Even as a defender of 3 and 4, right? The one with what's his face from that one show, and then Christian Bale being in the very next one. And then Genesis. Like, I enjoy Genesis.
Genesis.
What's that?
Genesis.
I'm calling it Genesis. I don't care.
It's spelled fucking genocide.
I'm calling it Genesis, and I'm doing it specifically to piss people off.
But well, like, yeah, even that premise though, that like blowing up Skynet after the T101 goes back and Reese goes back as well.
Even in
And
that
then,
one, they do something a little different, and they try to tell a story about John Connor now being the big bad guy, which puts a bit of a twist on the thing. Now, is it a good movie? No, but at least they tried something good, or at least they tried something different.
no, not genocide. Number 3, Rise of the Machine.
Rise of the Machines, where he's trapped, where like the general's daughter and him get stuck in the bunker because her dad's all like, "Oh, this thing goes off, you got to take my daughter to Cheyenne Mountain."
Yeah, if the T101 got sent back and then Reese got sent back and then they blew up Skynet, how the fuck did Skynet know to send not only the T1000 back, and then how did fucking, they know to send fucking, the T101? Why didn't they send a T101 back to take out the first T101? Fucking, because evidently if they fucking hung around long enough for fucking to figure out the T1000's gone back for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah.
Because if it was easier to kill him if he was a early teenager, why bother fucking killing Sarah if that wasn't going to work? Because you'd already know that probability. And then if that didn't fucking work, well, what's the point of sending the T1000 back and then sending the TX instead? Which evidently that wasn't fucking successful either. But but like all the other two weren't supposed to happen because after Reese went back and the T101 was supposed to be successful, fucking they blew up Skynet, and there wasn't any opportunity for Skynet to send anything else back, let alone the Resistance.
That's kind of my point. and it's like I was saying with Afterlife, right? Ghostbusters Afterlife. There's just, it's bad writing, and I can't really excuse bad writing. Like I can enjoy it. I can enjoy so, and let's not be dickheads about this, right? I can enjoy something that has bad writing because there's stuff that's just bad that is just so much fun to watch. What was that one that we were talking about a while back, Farty? It was like, it was just this goofy fucking, oh god, I think it was Hard Bodies. Do you remember Hard Bodies?
Nope.
It was done in the 80s, and it's about this, and it's just one of those stupid fucking period piece things where like the guys were just going for the girls, and they were going for the really skinny, hot looking girls. You may not have seen it.
No.
I went on a tangent and I forgot where I was doing. But yeah, it was okay. I remember where I was. Hard Bodies was a dumb fucking movie. It was terribly written, but it was fun as hell to watch. What is it? Revenge of the Nerds was a poorly written movie, but it was fun to watch.
Well, that's another one where everyone's all like, "Ooh, no, woke, man," because like, oh no, there's implied, there's a rape scene in it because fucking, some Sheila wasn't, was rooting someone that she thought was her boyfriend, but somebody else, so technically she can't give consent, and all this, like, oh my god.
It doesn't matter who was in the room with her. She gave the go-ahead to fuck him.
Mm.
And he was like, oh, okay, cool. With or without the mask on, she gave consent. Doesn't matter, like, if you gave consent to the wrong person, that's your problem. And that's my thing with Revenge of the Nerds. What was another one that was dumb, but Beetlejuice was kind of dumb, but it was enjoyable.
It was
Um,
Revenge of the Nerds too, because Courtney Thorne-Smith was a fucking perv when she was young.
what's that?
The Revenge of the Nerds 2 was pretty good because Courtney Thorne-Smith was a fucking mad perv when she was pretty young.
Yeah, I guess. Weird Science, dumb movie, really bad script, but enjoyable to watch. And I miss dumb movies that are enjoyable to watch. Because if you're not going to make a good movie, at least you can make it entertaining. And you can make it universally entertaining. And
See, that's where
Huh?
stupid. This is where stupid 80s action movies were really good because like a lot of them were like stupid fucking weird premises that like don't relate to real life. Like say the Schwarzenegger movie Commando.
Uh-huh.
One bloke raids this island and fucking every bullet he fires fucking hits a bloke, and then fucking every bullet they fire at him, like there'd be 15 guys firing at him with automatic fucking weapons, and not a round fucking hits him.
I'm gonna one up you here. I'm gonna one up
Yeah.
you here on the dumb action movies from the 80s that turned into a franchise that spanned 2 decades. Are you ready?
Yeah,
Universal Soldier.
yeah.
It was
Yeah,
dumb,
no.
but it was entertaining as hell.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
So yeah, there like you can do entertaining, you can do dumb, you can do entertaining and dumb, and it can be the dumbest, most entertaining piece of shit there is. But I find myself bored at a lot of new movies. And the point that I was trying to get to and that I'm going to circle back to now is I don't hate everything. Like, I just want people to be honest about whether they enjoyed a movie or whether they thought it was objectively good or not. Because you can say a movie was good, you can say a movie was bad, but what is the objectivity of it? I think people are more subjective about it. I think people are more going, well, it was enjoyable, it was fun to watch, I had fun watching it. That doesn't make it a good movie.
Yeah, I don't think you're alone there, and I don't think it's got really anything to do with you because, like, I think the last movie that I really wanted to fucking see was Endgame,
Mm-hmm.
and fucking I was really excited for the fucking Marvel universe and all this kind of stuff right up to
Mm-hmm.
Endgame, and sort of like got the general impression that that's probably where that part of the story is going to end. And maybe the next Spider-Man just to fucking tie it off kind of thing. And I was kind of right where, the next one was a Spider-Man, and it was that's where you should tie it off, and that's where that chapter ends, and don't bother with the MCU after that. So after that, I really can't remember any movie after that I've been really fucking wanting to stick around and see, and
Yeah.
Anything further like than even just like fucking pirate or something like that. Like I'm not a fucking cinema person. I haven't been for decades. Even though there is a cinema up in the country bumpkin town.
Yeah.
That does play fucking latest releases and shit like that. But like I really can't fucking think of anything I've really, really wanted to see, or even pirate or anything like that.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. Like there's nothing that I really like feel passionate for. We're coming to an age where the Disney movies are on their way out and the writing is on the wall, right? There are fewer Marvel movies now than there have been in the last 10 years, in the last 5 years. There's fewer now. Star Wars has pretty much all but stalled, and I would not be surprised if they sold the corpse back to George Lucas. I wouldn't be surprised if they sold the corpse back because, like I've said, they've done the same thing to Power Rangers and they've done the same thing to other IPs that they've bought and just ran into the ground and then sold back to whatever farm they came from. And then
everything else is like what Cartman says. They put a chicken and make it lame and gay.
But yeah, Disney's on the way out, and I think they've seen their plateau, and their plateau was, well, Endgame. They've been losing money on the Marvel movies. They've been doing remakes, right? And then what has everyone else been doing? Everyone else has been doing legacy sequels. And these legacy sequels are just nostalgia bait to get you into the chair. Like, hey, now that all the Marvel is done, do you guys remember this one? And sadly, Ghostbusters Afterlife suffers from that. And now we come full circle. Ghostbusters Afterlife suffered from that. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire suffer from that. And now we're starting to see these legacy sequels, like the Jurassic Park sequels, right? The Jurassic Park legacy sequels, they're suffering from it too. Or they did suffer from it too. And they suffered from it through the the explosion of the cast, right? Just adding so many people to the cast, and just completely making the cast like so large that you kind of start to have to shift focus around all over the place, and then it becomes an episode of Family Guy. And everything is Family Guy symptoms now. Everything is Family Guy syndrome. You cannot have an episode, and this is before you take into consideration that even Family Guy had a really rigid structure in its first couple of seasons. And then when Disney started influencing, it got really bad. But after the first couple of seasons, it was like, yeah, let's tell 2 stories at the same time. And let's tell 3 stories at the same time. And then when Disney took over and bought like Comedy Central and bought Fox and these other franchises and IPs, we saw more of it encroaching on those IPs. Like, what's next? We're gonna add 12 more new characters to Futurama and have 8 copies of Philip J. Fry. I wouldn't put it
No, they'll
past
make
them.
him a black lesbian, Sheila.
What's that?
They'll make him a black lesbian trans woman.
Oh no, they'll just have Amy and fucking they'll give the fucking nerds what they really have been asking for fucking since 1999, and that's Leela and Amy just fucking scissoring it up.
I thought it was Amy with a dick, a foot and Ari.
Whichever way they do it.
Yeah.
They might mutate Leela again, so Leela has a dick, but it'll be Amy and Leela. Amy's gonna leave Kif, and fucking yeah. That's all I gotta say about that. I think we had a pretty good show today, and I think it's about time we cut things there. I want to thank everyone for hanging out, listening to our rants. And I think starting Saturday, we're going to 1 stream per channel. So Kick is going to exclusively host It's Garbage on Saturday. And then we'll do exclusive on YouTube for the Midweek Crisis. I will re-upload It's Garbage to YouTube after the broadcast. So I guess until then, we're going to get out of here. And I'm going to go to bed. Farty, what do you got for us?